Well, Donald Trump advisor Elon Musk says he hopes Europe and the US will move to what he's calling a zero-tariff situation.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero-tariff situation.
Dive into a wild story that's shaking up the global trade scene and putting one of the biggest names in tech on edge. Elon Musk, the mastermind behind Tesla, SpaceX, and X, has always been the guy who seems untouchable. A visionary who's reshaped industries with his bold ideas. But right now, he's in a spot we've never seen him in. To rethink a tariff policy that's dragging Tesla to the brink of disaster. Yep, you heard that right. Musk is reaching out directly to Trump, hoping to stop a trade war that's hitting his company harder than anyone expected. So what's going on here, and why is this such a big deal? Let's break it down and see how this could shift the whole global economic balance. Musk kicked things off with a bold suggestion, saying he hopes the United States and Europe can move toward what he calls a zero-tariff situation. He's dreaming of a world where trade barriers vanish, letting companies like Tesla thrive without the heavy taxes that are messing up their bottom line. But here's the catch. The United States just slapped a new 25% tariff on electric vehicles imported from China, aiming to hit Chinese brands where it hurts. At first glance, you'd think this would give Tesla a leg up against competitors, but it's actually the opposite. Tesla's Gigafactory in Shanghai is a powerhouse, cranking out Model 3 and Model Y vehicles, many of which get shipped to the United States. With these new tariffs, the cost of those cars and parts is about to skyrocket, and that's already sending Tesla's stock prices into a tailspin. It's a rough spot for Musk, who's used to being the one setting the agenda, not pleading for a lifeline. This tariff storm isn't just a Tesla. It's a sign of bigger shifts in global trade that could change the game for everyone. Now that we've seen how Tesla's feeling the heat from these new tariffs, let's zoom in on just how deep this trade war cuts for them and other big American companies. The United States slapped a massive one, 125% tariff on Chinese goods, up from 104% after China hit back with their own retaliatory taxes. Trump didn't hold back, announcing on social media that he's raising these tariffs effective immediately because, in his words, China's been disrespecting world markets. He's hoping China will eventually see that defrauding the United States and other countries isn't sustainable anymore. But while Trump's playing hardball, companies like Tesla, Apple, and IBM are caught in the crossfire and the fallout's getting messy. Tesla's got a huge operation in China with their Shanghai Gigafactory, which pumps out Model 3 and Model Y vehicles, many of which get shipped straight to the United States. With these sky-high tariffs, the cost of those cars and parts is shooting up, putting a serious dent in Tesla's profits. But it's not just China causing headaches. Tesla's supply chain stretches across North America, leaning heavily on Canada and Mexico for key materials. Canada's a major supplier of strategic minerals like nickel, lithium, and cobalt, all crucial for Tesla's batteries, not to mention a big source of aluminum for the US market. Mexico, on the other hand, plays a big role in producing printed circuit boards, which are essential for the automotive industry, and it's also one of the largest suppliers of steel. If Canada and Mexico decide to slap retaliatory tariffs on these materials, Tesla's production costs could spike even more, making it tougher to keep their cars affordable. This tariff mess isn't just a speed bump. It's a whole chain reaction that's threatening to throw Tesla's global operations into chaos, and other American giants are feeling the squeeze just as hard. Okay, now that we've seen how Tesla's getting squeezed by those hefty tariffs on Chinese goods, let's talk about how this mess is hitting their supply chain even harder. Canada and Mexico, two key players in Tesla's production network, are on the verge of striking back with their own retaliatory tariffs, and that could spell disaster for the electric car giant. Canada's a major supplier of critical minerals like nickel, lithium, and cobalt, which are the lifeblood of Tesla's battery production, not to mention a huge source of aluminum for the broader US market. Mexico, meanwhile, is a powerhouse for producing printed circuit boards, which are essential for the automotive industry, and it's also a top supplier of steel. If these countries start taxing their exports to the United States in response to Trump's trade policies, Tesla's costs are going to shoot up, making it tougher to keep their cars competitively priced. Things get even stickier when you look at what Canada might do next. They've already hinted at restricting nickel exports to the United States, which would be a huge blow for Tesla's ability to produce batteries efficiently. On top of that, a 25% tariff on vehicles assembled outside the United States, set to kick in by April. 2025 is going to hit not just Chinese brands, but also competitors like Hyundai and Volkswagen. This could drive up car prices by $5,000 to $15,000. In the short term, which might seem like a win for Tesla at first glance, giving them a price edge over rivals. But here's the catch. Trump's temporary 90-day suspension of tariffs doesn't apply to China. meaning Tesla still has to deal with the massive one, 125% duty on their Chinese imports. That wipes out any price advantage they might have gained, putting their global supply chain under insane pressure. Between the threat of raw material shortages and rising costs, Tesla's stuck in a tough spot, trying to navigate a trade war that's hitting them from all angles. With Tesla's supply chain stretched to the breaking point, the tensions boiling over into some serious drama that's spilling out into the public eye. Elon Musk has had enough, and he's not holding back anymore, especially when it comes to his beef with Peter Navarro, one of Trump's top trade advisors. Navarro threw fuel on the fire by calling Tesla just an assembler, which set Musk off in a big way. Musk fired back on the social media platform X, going off on Navarro with some pretty harsh words, calling him dumber than a sack of bricks, and even taking a jab at his Harvard PhD in economics, saying it's not a good thing. Musk's brother, Kimball Musk, jumped in to back him up, slamming the tariffs as a permanent tax on the American people, showing that this fight's getting personal for the Musk family. The fallout isn't just verbal, though it's hitting Tesla hard in ways that go beyond the boardroom. The company's stock has taken a brutal hit, dropping 22% in just 4 days and a staggering 45% over the year, wiping out $585 billion in market value. For Musk, that's tens of billions of dollars of his personal wealth gone. Especially tough since he donated $290 million to support Trump's campaign. Tesla was already struggling before the tariffs, with their latest quarterly report showing a 13% sales drop, one of their worst performances in years. But the tariffs have made things even worse, and now Musk's company is right in the crosshairs of this trade war. On top of that, the public's getting riled up. Protests and vandalism targeting Tesla dealerships and charging stations are on the rise, prompting the FBI to step in with a special task force to investigate. All of this paints a messy picture. Musk's influence in tech and politics is undeniable, but the trade war is turning his empire into a lightning rod for economic and social unrest, leaving everyone wondering how much more Tesla can take.
They signify a shift toward becoming a more independent international power.
Elon Musk isn't just pointing fingers. He's stepping up with some big ideas to turn things around. After his fiery clash with Peter Navarro, Musk doubled down on his criticism, and he's got his brother Kimball Musk backing him up, slamming the tariffs as a permanent tax on the American people. But Musk isn't stopping at complaints. He's putting solutions on the table, pushing for a game changer that could reshape trade for the better. He's been vocal about wanting the United States and Europe to create a zero-tariff zone, a move he believes would build a stronger, more reciprocal partnership between the two regions. According to Musk, this kind of free trade setup would not only save companies like Tesla from the crushing costs of tariffs, but also boost the entire US economy by making it easier for businesses to thrive without all the extra taxes.